Hello, welcome to our podcast, The Good with Dr. Joe. It's 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. What is happening in London?
It is 5 o'clock in London, happy hour.
Happy hour. I want to welcome especially Miss Veronica today, standing in for Laura and Miss No. So they're sick, and we know over here we are really 100%. We don't want to come in unless you're 100%. So we're keeping with the protocol for COVID, making sure everybody is safe and clean. So Miss Veronica usually walks behind the scene. She's one of our producers, but guess what? She's going to be speaking to you today live. All right. So this way you catch us. We are on Audible. We're actually on Audible also now. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple. We're on Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music. Of course, we're on Instagram. We're live to you now every Wednesday at 12 noon. We are on YouTube. We are on Facebook. We are everywhere.
Yes,
that's where we're going.
Like
that's where we're going.
We are everywhere.
Absolutely. All right. So today we're going to be talking about the Olympics. What's happening with the Olympics? You know, a lot of people, a lot of opinions, stuff. So Ms. Veronica is going to start with us on that. And we're going to talk about back to school. August is right around the corner. So it's back to school time. We're also going to be talking about PPP update. We're going to talk about the housing market. What is happening in the market of housing? All right. Okay. So we're going to turn it over to Ms. Veronica to start us up on the Olympics.
All right. The Tokyo Olympics were originally scheduled to be held July 24th, 2020 through August 2020, but was postponed due to coronavirus pandemic. The games were rescheduled to officially begin July 23rd, 2021, which is this Friday. The games will be the first in history to be held without spectators. Yes. The Olympics are turning actually into a $20 billion bust for Japan. Yes, stadiums and arenas that cost over $7 billion to build or renovate just for the games will be mostly empty because spectators have been banned.
Let's talk about that for a moment. I mean, that's going to be a huge economic issue for Japan.
Yes.
Because, I mean, you imagine preparing for this thing for over, how many years now? Over 7 years they've been preparing for it.
Correct.
You know? And only now that they're not even sure whether the games will even happen because you said a lot of sponsors already pull up, you know?
Correct.
Please go ahead. Tell us some more.
Yes. Actually, like we were saying, the 2021 Olympics are turning into a $20 billion bust for Japan. Stadiums and arenas that cost over $7 billion to build or renovate for the games will be mostly empty because they have been banned. Toyota, and several other companies have pulled all TV advertisement from Japan over COVID-19 concerns. Japan has now declared a new state of emergency after the worst COVID-19 spike since January.
Wow, that's crazy, you know.
Yes.
So I think there was even a talk. I think it's one. I don't know whether it's the ministry official is from the health ministry or sport ministry that they may actually even cancel the Olympics.
Correct.
You know, that would be serious. But then look at the USA. Tell us about Team USA.
Okay. Despite the COVID results, though, Team USA said that they will be ready for the Tokyo Olympics and they will be well prepared for it and we will win.
I hope they're ready because last time, you know, they got beat by a certain team from Africa.
Yeah.
You know, that was all over the news, you know. So, and then I think LeBron James said he's not going.
Correct.
Yeah.
There have been a few athletes that have actually pulled out. There has also been a few athletes that have already posted positive for COVID, as well as a couple of coaches have so far as well too.
Yeah, it's, I don't know. So what do you think? What do you think? With all this said, what do you think should happen for the Olympics?
That's really hard. I mean, it's already spilled milk. If you ask me, the money has already been spent.
Yeah.
I really don't know. Simone Biles, who is one of the gymnasts, they spoke with her the other night, and she was happy to be there to do her part, to support the USA and win. And she says, they will be as safe as possible. As you know, they're not allowed to go out and mingle. It's actually like being in a jail when they go there.
Yeah.
It's not like they're going to party and have a great time and all of that. So there are quite a few restrictions.
I think this is going to be very, very different, if not a strange Olympic, because the Olympics is supposed to be about the networking, about the association, about the parties, of course, about getting to meet new people. So I really don't know.
Yeah, and the noise of the spectators, but I guess maybe they'll pipe that in.
Yeah.
Like they do for some of the games here. But
Yes.
I mean, the noise of the spectators.
I mean, the noise of the spectators, but also you also have the faces of the spectators. So I don't know. I think last time during the NBA games, they had to use like cardboard cutout
And that's what they are using for the Olympics. They are using cardboard cutouts.
Wow.
Yes. Also, COVID-19 cases are on the rise in the U.S. as well. Federal health officials sounded an alarm this past Friday about a surge in U.S. coronavirus infections. Yes.
I think I saw an interaction between Dr. Fauci and Senator Rand Paul. It kind of raises a little bit of concern, because Randy Paul is very firm on the fact that they have suspicion that Dr. Fauci was not telling all that he knew about coronavirus. But Fauci responded back and actually called Senator Paul a liar.
Yes.
I mean, he said he was lying, and he also said that Senator Paul didn't know what he was talking about.
Correct.
I mean, this is something that I personally would like to, dig in a little bit further into and find out, because the conspiracy theorists have always said that Fauci, that's why you see a lot of people, they have a little bit of suspicion about Fauci, about what he knows and what he's saying, but it's becoming very, very complicated.
Yes. But also one thing about it, though, I saw part of it, and one of the things that I got from it was Dr. Fauci said, get vaccinated and still mask up.
Yes. Yeah, we are still masking. See, my mask is right here, and she has a mask, and my mask. We are still masking in our office here. To get in, you have to mask. And if you look at the vaccines, even though you can never have a vaccine or any type of medication that will have a 100% efficacy.
Correct.
It doesn't happen anywhere. It has not been done yet. So looking at the majority of the people that have already taken vaccines, so I am more in favor of doing vaccines because the result so far is encouraging. And people who have been vaccinated are getting sick less than those who haven't taken the vaccines at all. So I would say, yes, we should do that.
Correct, because some of those that have been fully vaccinated have also reestablished COVID again, but they all have said that glad they had the vaccine because their situation could have been a lot worse.
Yes.
It could have been a lot worse.
It does really help.
Yes, it could have been fatal, more or less. But also, child cases of COVID-19 are rising as schools gear up to reopen.
Yeah.
But vaccines for the youngest are still months away.
Yeah, so they don't have anything right now for 12 or younger. Don't have anything yet for vaccines. Now let's talk about back to school, It's going to be a little bit dicey, for the school authorities, to decide on what to do this for. In fact, I'm just reading now that Gwinnett County Gwinnett County, one of the largest counties in Georgia, is actually thinking of alternative grades. Some grades go to school for in-person learning, and some grades actually stay back at home and do digital learning. As of August the 4th, that's when the school goes back. So right now, they are only suggesting, now this may change, depending on how the coronavirus thing, how it trends. Does it trend up or does it trend down? So that's what we're going to determine what they do by then. So August 4th, they want the K. They want the 1, 6, that's grades 1, first grade, 6th grade, and 9th grade students, and a student with special needs to actually go in, starting in person. But then the 2nd grade, the 3rd grade, and the 7th grade and 10th grade will start in-person learning, while the others learn
at home.
So 4, 5, 8, 11, and 12, I really understand. So they have an option of opting out and doing digital learning. So the 2, 3, 7, and 10 can do digital learning or do in person. So they have options to do that. So we don't know. It really depends on how things play out towards the end. But we still have to follow the CDC guidelines. Masking, whether they go in person learning, masking has to be done. And also, since they don't have vaccines right now.
Correct.
They don't have
That
vaccines.
is correct.
So masking and also the distance. So what is distance now?
3 feet.
So 3 feet for...
At least.
3 feet.
They recommend 6, but at least 3.
3 feet.
Wow. And still hand washing and sanitizing.
I would love to. We haven't been able to get a guy yet from England to see what England is doing. They're going back to school because, England had a party on Monday. They had a party on Monday to celebrate the abolition of COVID. I mean, that's crazy, So we need to find out what happened after. Today is the 21st, so it's 3 days. So it's 3 days to the party. What's happening? Is it going down?
No, it's not. COVID cases are still on the rise in London, England.
Wow.
And since they've opened, the people are saying free at last to hug and party.
Okay. I mean, I don't understand. That is really, really strange.
Yes.
To hear from people. So I don't know. It'd be good to know, what the trend is as far as coronavirus is concerned and how they're doing with their party. All right, so here's where to see us. We're on YouTube, we're on Apple, we're on Instagram, 12 noon every Wednesday, and we're on several other platforms. We're on Audible, we're on Spotify, we're on Apple, Google, iHeart, Amazon Music. All you need to do to find us is hashtag The Good with Dr. Joe. Hashtag The Good with Dr. Joe. And you'll find us there. Let's talk about the housing. What do you think about the housing? There's some apartment.
Yeah.
Is there apartment now?
Trickham.
Yes. What's it called? Yeah.
Trickham.
Yeah, Trickham.
Yeah.
Is the what do you call it now?
Condominiums. Yes.
That house, they built them for rent. 1,800 per month. That house, those condominiums were rented in just a few days. Everything is gone. And the housing market is still going. Prices is going off the roof. So what do you think? Where do you think we're going with this?
Up.
It looks as if we're going to go up.
I would say up for at least another year and a half.
That is crazy.
It really is. It's awesome, really.
I was at Home Depot earlier on today to find materials. You can't even get materials,
right.
Building materials, is very, very difficult.
Right, and very, very expensive.
Very expensive too.
Very expensive.
So which means that the housing market is still going to continue to go up. Whether we like it or not, it's going to go up. Okay, our time is almost gone. We're getting indications here that our time is almost gone. Some PPP updates. If you have not filed your application for loan forgiveness, please go ahead and start working on that, because otherwise you're going to start paying very, very soon. Last week I did introduce some ideas to people who didn't qualify but got the PPP anyway, what you want to do is just call. Just call your loan officer and say, look, you're going to start paying. You have 1% interest to pay on the loan. Instead of pretending it didn't happen. So that's one way to get out of trouble. So they don't get into trouble with the U.S. government or the SBA for taking money that you didn't qualify for. All right. The stimulus payment for children started going out on
the 15th.
The 15th.
July 15th.
July 15th. There are several people that have gotten their money, so check your account. You probably have it there. So you're going to get a payment probably to the end of the year for the children. Now, would there be another stimulus check? What do you think? Do you think there should be another stimulus check or not?
I'm a little bit on the edge about that.
Why?
Simply because of the fact that I think our economy needs to be jump-started by the workforce.
Okay.
Not by so much of the free money. I think that's why you see all the for hiring signs here and there, and everywhere. Because actually people were living on very little money. And I don't think our government realized how very little money that we lived on. So when the little money that we were going out to work for, they decided to give it to them or us. So why would we go out and hustle?
To get it free.
Yeah. And we're getting it, right in our mailbox, not even your mailbox, your bank account,
I'm thinking that, they could probably steer that stimulus towards business.
Yes.
So if they can just put the stimulus packages target business, because business will eventually hire more people and grow the economy, So that probably would be the idea to go, where to go.
Yes, definitely.
All right. Any comment, any questions we need to answer before we call it today? We want to thank our viewers. We are always very thankful to you. It is because of you that we have expanded to so many different outlets, different platforms to catch us. So we thank you for your comment. Yes, thank you for your comment. Please go to YouTube, like our page. What do you call it? Subscribe. Press the little button there, the bell button, ring the bell. Subscribe. Put a comment on our YouTube page, and then share. That's how we do it. That's why we stay on there. That's why we stay bringing you all this information for free. All this information we'll get it to you for free. We don't charge you anything for it. So once again, check us out, and then we'll talk to you soon. Any last words from Ms. Veronica?
No, thank you for joining us, and you guys have a blessed day.
And once again, we thank Ms. Veronica for stopping by today to help us out. Really appreciate that. See you. Hasta la vista.
Have a great day.